Hi, Darryl from Select Driving School here. Today I'm going to do a short video about what some people see as the most radical change to the new driving test, which will come into effect on the 4th of December. Now, if you followed some of the news, you'll know that the changes to the driving test include using a sat-nav, asking the show me question whilst you're on the move, and the dropping of two of the more formal manoeuvres, the reverse round the corner and the turn in the road, in favour of a new bay parking exercise and what I'm going to talk about today, pulling over to the right hand side of the road, reversing back 2 car lengths and then moving away again. So we're going to be doing this manoeuvre now. I'm going to explain to you how to do it and also the main challenges that the examiners are expecting to see you be able to achieve with this. Hopefully you'll like the video. If so, please click like. You can find plenty more videos on my YouTube channel or by going to my website www.selectdrivingschoolhalifax.co.uk. So, travelling on a normal road here. As yet, certainly in Halifax, they haven't decided exactly where they're going to ask us to perform this manoeuvre, but the manoeuvre will be something like this. Without stopping you, the examiners will ask you to find a safe place to pull over on the right hand side of the road. I'm going to pull up before this bus stop. So, checking the mirrors of centre and right, signalling right, and waiting for a safe gap so that we can move over to the other side of the road. Once we get that safe gap, we're going to move over and pull up next to the path and parallel with it just before the bus stop. So nice gentle manoeuvre, straightening up next to the curb and stopping just before the bus stop. Secure the car at this point. The next part of the manoeuvre will be to reverse back for 2 car lengths. Now, if a car were to pull up and stop in front of us now, the examiner will actually terminate the manoeuvre at that point, take control of you moving away because that car will make your view much more difficult, and will ask you to perform a different manoeuvre later on in the test. But assuming that nobody pulls up in front of you, then the manoeuvre will continue. What they're looking to encourage you to realise here is that if you're on the wrong side of the road, you have a much poorer view of what traffic coming ahead of you, especially if there's a car parked in front of you. Obviously on this occasion I've got a clear view, so we don't quite have that challenge, but as I say, they're not going to ask you to actually pull out from behind a car. But where you parked in a position where there was a car in front of you, then reversing back is going to help your view. So we're going to reverse back 2 car lengths. So putting the car into reverse, going to make sure we're having a really good look round. So, as I say, the most important part of this manoeuvre is to make sure that we're observing correctly. So we're going to have a really good look round, make sure there's nobody directly behind us, not going to affect any traffic. There is a car coming towards me, but I'm going to be reversing away from him, so not really going to affect that too much. Easing off the handbrake. Here I'm facing uphill, so I can just allow the car to drop back on the brake, keeping it nice and slow, continuing to look around. So we're going to go back 2 car lengths. We'll reverse back that far in a straight line, so we're staying parallel with the curb. We're not letting the car drift towards the curb or out into the road. We've got back 2 car lengths now. At that point we're going to stop the car again and put it into handbrake on and secure the car with neutral. So the next part of the manoeuvre is to basically move away and rejoin the flow of traffic. So obviously that's going to be pulling away on first gear. Here we've got a slight hill start. Again, the important thing is your observations. Now normally when you're moving away from the side of the road, you'd start observing on your left and move around and finish on your right, so that you are finishing looking in the direction over your blind spot for the traffic that's coming towards you where you're going to pull out. However, on this occasion we're going to be moving away to the left, so we actually want to start our observations on the right hand side and having a look behind us. Now I always recommend using a signal at this point, regardless of whether you can see anybody or not, because again, when you're pulling out from behind a parked car, you want that car to know that you are going to pull out, and as you move your left hand side of your car will become visible first. People will realise that you're trying to pull away and will take account of your actions, and they'll see you before you can see them. And this is really important. So that signal's always going to be necessary, even if you can't, as you decide to move, see anybody at that point. So as I say, start those observations again. So over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder, nobody behind me, car coming ahead, and after that car it will be time to move. And as we pull away, again, I'm looking over my left shoulder, right behind me into that blind spot, because if any traffic comes along now, I really do want to make sure that I'm not pulling into its path. Once I've got back to my side of the road, straightening up and proceeding, making progress as normal. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to show you that manoeuvre again, but this time I'm going to pull up behind a parked car, just to show you the difference your view will be if you were to try to move away without reversing backwards versus if you do as recommended, reverse back 2 car lengths to improve your view and then move away. So I'm going to demonstrate now why the second part of this manoeuvre is so important, improving the view. So we're going to pull over on the right hand side of the road, a little bit further down than the bus stop was earlier, but this time we're going to pull up in front of the van that you can see, and that's going to make my view really difficult. And you're going to see how if I pull up close to him, my view is almost completely obscured. So again, there's a gap there, pulling over, check my right wing mirror, make sure nobody's trying to overtake me, pulling in nice and close, backing off slightly. So this would probably be a reasonable position to park my car in. I've got room to get out if I needed to, but as you can see, there's hardly any view past that van at all. We can see well, there you go, you see that car that just came into view, and the next one, virtually passing the van before we can see them at all. And we can just see up on the right hand side, I think we can maybe just see about as far as the gate there, the red car just disappearing beyond the gate on the right hand side. So as I say, the second part of this manoeuvre, having already pulled over onto the right hand side of the road safely, is to reverse back 2 car lengths. So into reverse gear, good look behind me, over my left hand shoulder, really turning around and looking out through that rear windscreen so that I can see whether there's anybody coming, and we're going backwards steadily. That's about 1 car length, that's about 2 car lengths to reverse back now. So now we've got a much bigger gap between us and the van, and you can see how that's really opened up the view now. That car's only just disappearing out of view, as is the silver car now. Instead of just being able to see as far as the counting them off on the left hand side, the 1, 2, 3 green boxes, we can only just about see the second green box. Now we can see all the way up past the third and even further up beyond the driveway. So we're going to turn and pull out of here again. So signalling left, because we're moving over from the left hand side. A couple of cars coming up, 1, 2, 3. Looking over my left shoulder again, it looks clear. I'm leaning over towards my left now, trying to see past that van. We can see the view. There's a blue van coming, and again this really demonstrates why this manoeuvre isn't recommended in highway code, because that car coming down, although he got good warning of me, still had to move out. The van, sorry, I meant to say. Clear behind me, clear ahead, complete the manoeuvre, checking that left wing mirror again as well, straightening up, and off we go. So as you see there, a demonstration of why reversing back 2 car lengths is a key part of this manoeuvre, helping you improve your view. So I hope you've liked the video. If you have, please click like. You'll find more on my YouTube channel and also on my website. If there's anything you want me to cover, then please contact me via either of those methods and I'll try and answer your questions. Ta-ta for now.